Alright guys, welcome back to the ZIMM'S Guitars YouTube channel where we restring and we resell guitars. It's a buy, sell, and trade used guitar shop in Mesa, Arizona. Here's what I've got on the bench today. This is a Fender, but if we look in the logo here, we can see it is the Stratacoustic, made in China. I'm going to say this is probably a 20-year-old guitar. It's got Fishman pickups in there. You know, it looks like a Fender. It's an acoustic, but it's got the Fender Strat neck on it. Most people kind of hate this guitar.
You like it? I like it.
They sold a lot of them, but they were not real popular. People didn't like how they played. But I'm going to see if I can get this thing just to play as nice and as good as possible here. Or let's pull the battery out and see if the electronics work in this guitar. So I always sort of sometimes take my amp meter here and we look at this 9-volt battery and see if she's got any juice left in her. And this is at about 2 volts, so the Duracell is dead. Let's see what I got right here. There's a dollar store battery. Let's see what this guy's looking like. 10.57. Okay. Let's drop this thing down in there. There we go. So she's got good electronics. So we're off to a good start right there. Let's just look at this before I start ripping the strings off. Let's take our notched straight edge and let's take a look. This is a long scale guitar, so it's your basic Fender scale length. And let me hold the guitar up like this so I can take a look at our... We have tons of relief in the neck, so we definitely need to tighten the truss rod, and we just got to get this thing more playable. Look how high the action, if you can see that. Can you guys see how high that action is? Now I know on acoustics, guys, you know, it's normal to have a little higher action and a little heavier set of strings than on an electric. Let's take a look and see what string gauge is on here already. That looks to be a 12 through a 56. So I'm going to probably put the lightest possible string gauge that I have on this thing. So okay, we're ready to go ahead and pull the strings off. So I think I'm going to try to put like some, I don't know, we'll see what we got up front after I get these strings off of here. And after I snug that truss rod. Now this is a bolt-on neck too, so maybe we should shim the neck, or at least let's pull the neck off and let's see if it already has a shim in it. I don't think it's going to hurt anything to put a shim in it. Might bring the string height down a little bit. We're going to get these things off of here. Now down here I just use my wire cutters And I very delicately grab hold of the bridge pins and yank them out of there. You don't grab them so hard that you damage them. Get these old strings out of here. There we go. Cool. Yeah, so the electronics set underneath this. Now, I also have a, I can put a little piece of sandpaper down and I can kind of bring this height down a little bit right here. But I'm not going to mess with that just yet. I'm first going to pull this neck off and let's look and see if there's a little shim under it or anything like that. Most acoustic guitars, you can't just pull the neck off of them. So it came apart very quickly. And it looks like it's in great condition, the neck. This is routed kind of sloppy. Yeah, so we're definitely going to put a shim in this thing. I have a friend that comes into the store, and his name is Phil. And Phil tells me to use sandpaper as a shim instead of a business card because sandpaper won't collapse after being underneath here for a bunch of years. So I'm going to use sandpaper. So I'm going to lay it down in there like that. There we go. Nice thick piece of sandpaper. Heavy grit. I'm going to use something like that. And then here, let's set this off to the side for a second. And let's take a look at this neck. Let's see what wrench fits in here. Okay, it's the small one. No, too small. You always got to make sure you have exactly the right wrench that goes in these. There we go. Alright, so let's turn this thing this way. Tighten it up. There's a good quarter turn right there. Went down in there real nice and easy. There's another good quarter turn right there. Now, let's put our radius gauge back on it. And wow, we gave that a ton. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but we gave it a ton of back bow, so I'm saying that's a little too much right there. So I'm going to loosen it just a little bit. Now I do want some back bow because our string, I'm going to take it to about right there and take a look. Our string tension will bring it back a little bit. I like that better. Now I'm going to try to hold it here so you can see, but you're probably honestly not going to be able to see how much back bow that has now. But there you go. That's how much back bow we've got on that thing. So that should make a big difference with our string height, our playability. And I'm going to go right ahead and set it back down in the body and screw it back in there. Making sure that my shim is in its proper location there. Snug it down. Okay. Okay. So these plastic bodies on this thing, I don't know if people really like them very much. This was kind of, they sold a lot of these guitars, but nobody really liked them. Like, oh my God, I love these things. This is kind of like an ovation design where they used a big old plastic kind of thing to do that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes now, but it's time to just clean on it for a minute. So let's take a rag, and been using this stuff a lot. Guitar Juice Tonic. Roll the commercial. Today's video brought to you by Guitar Juice Tonic. No waxes, no oils. Spray it right on the guitar. Made right here in the USA. Get yourself Guitar Juice Tonic. Yeah, so this stuff seems to work really good for me. I've had no issues with it, and I have some available at the store. Or there is a link in the description below where you can get yourself some of this Guitar Juice Tonic. Alright, so she's looking good. Let's go up here, and with my 10mm open end wrench, I'm just going to snug the tuners down because they always come loose. And then we can take a little bit of our Music Nomad F1 oil I use on almost every guitar. Throw a little bit of this on there. And I have an old little sponge that I apply it with. And just let it kind of soak in and hydrate. And just make the fingerboard look fresh. And as new and as clean as possible. That's kind of how you sell a used guitar. You gotta make them look good. And I can even put a little bit of this F1 oil here on the rosewood bridge. Darken it up, make it look nice and fresh. Let that soak in for a little while. Okay, so here's another thing I'm gonna do. Let's just sand on this little bridge piece a little bit. Now, I don't want to get crazy on this and take too much down, but I've got just a piece of sandpaper. And I'm just going to take a little bit of it to try to bring our string height down. I don't want this thing to be all fretting out and everything, because we really don't know how nice the neck is and how nice the frets are. So I'm just going to do that much right there. Maybe that was, you know, a millimeter of it or something, a couple millimeters. There, right there. I'm going to stop right there. Don't want to do too much of it, but just to bring the string height down a little bit on that. Okay, and so now let's drop this piece down, back down in there. There we go. That seems good. I think that's going to help a lot. Alright, so string choice. We're ready for some strings. So this is what I'm going to use today. Ernie Ball Earthwood Extra Light. So 10 through 50. Now this guitar had 12 through 56 on here originally. If we do a 10 through 50, it's going to make it feel and play a little bit more like an electric guitar. Now these aren't really loud strings, you know, a lot of guys, they put a heavier gauge on their acoustic, so when you hit it hard with a flat pick, it really projects. Now this got electronics in it, you don't have to hit it that hard. And so I'm going to go with extra lights here. So let's go ahead and throw these things on here. Ernie ball strings out of Coachella, California. I love these strings. Never had any issues with Ernie Ball. One of my favorite companies to work with. Every time I order strings and stuff, they give me a hat, they give me posters. Got a really good sales rep with Ernie Ball. Okay, bend that up like that a little bit, tighten it in. There we go. I see good string height there. Okay, let's do this. So I've got some of this. Tune it. And it says for every string change. So this is most likely just like a petroleum jelly or something. Put it in here so that your strings will travel through the nut nicely. So it's going to lubricate here. There we go. There's a lot. There's way too much. Way too much right there. But I can take my finger and I can get it down in there so that it kind of fills all those up. And this is going to help with tuning stability, because the strings, it's going to make it a little easier for the strings to travel through the nut there. Let's even loosen this up right here. Try to grab a little bit of that and shove it down in underneath that low E string right there. And then this will kind of help in tuning stability and stuff. So there you go. Get some lube down in there. Okay, let's tune on this thing. Okay, I got this thing tuned up, plugged it in. Let's throw it up here. Check the tuning on it a little bit. This thing plays great. There it is, guys. It plays really good now. We just really need to tighten that truss rod a lot. We need to put a new battery in it. We had to, I think, shaving down the plastic piece in the bridge helped a lot. And just cleaning the whole thing up. I think we turned it into a pretty nice guitar right now. These things got a bad reputation, but I think a lot of them you just need to set with them for a while and shine them up and make sure that they treat them more like an electric than the acoustic, you know, and put light strings on them, because you don't need big, fat, heavy acoustic strings on these things. So there it is. This one is going to be hung out in the front showroom, and it is for sale. And on that note, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and do all that fun YouTube stuff for us. We have links in the description below where you can get a ZIMM'S Guitars t-shirt, or we've got an Amazon link down there, and all kinds of stuff down in links down in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. Another successful restring video in the can. There you guys have it. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next video.